Hello everyone, it is Rui. So today I will be working on episode 3 of building out the modern farm town. Sorry if I sound a little tired. I think I have a cough, so give me a second. I am not sick. I just have this thing where after I eat, I just have this weird cough. I've been trying to get rid of it through Eastern medicine, so like Chinese medicine. So it has been working. I think it's because I've been having another type of medicine for other types of things. It's kind of like it's just not in effect. But also today is in this episode, it was Punchy's birthday on the 11th of April, and so I'm just trying to get a gift for him. And I settled on an unglazed dish set because I think that if he like puts it in his home, it would look nice because I decorated his home to be like his own space. So maybe he's into pottery or something. So yeah, I wrapped his present. I ended up dropping it because I uh, didn't move my button correctly. But yeah, so I ended up wrapping it and I am going to go over to his home, which is on the beach, and I kind of forgot what his house actually was. But then when I was there, I remembered that it was all blue. And oh my gosh, look, it's Punchy and Raymond celebrating together. And Punchy has his little hat. He's so cute. And a suit. He has on a freaking suit. Look at him. He's literally so cute. Oh my gosh. I literally silently screamed when I saw this. But he's like seeing this again. He's just adorable. And then Raymond is just dancing. And Punchy does like his gift a lot. Like I paused a couple times because I wasn't sure if he liked it. Because here it said, whoa, you, what? I don't know if it's like a bad thing or a good thing, but then like the next couple lines, as you can see here, he's like super happy. But I feel like most villagers are really happy even if you give them anything. Um, but spoiler alert, I did get Punchy's photo right after this, like the day after, when I time traveled. So I did get his photo, which means I fulfilled all of the friendship points, I think, right? It's been 5 years since this game. I don't know. Oh yeah, but Raymond basically, I think he wants to be his agent or something. And I can definitely see Raymond being like uh an agent, either like in the industry of music or a real estate agent. Oh my god, maybe in like the new lore of this town, Raymond can be like the greedy real estate agent and he wants to like develop the town. But I mean, I like Raymond though, so I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it'd be really funny if I made Raymond the real estate tycoon, which makes sense because he's celebrating a birthday with Punchy, who's probably going to be like one of the pottery farm heads or whatever. Guys, this is getting interesting. This is okay, enough of that. I'm going to leave, but yeah, I love Punchy. He's so cute. All right, okay, so back to the build. So since the last episode, I have thought about just filling out this part to be like an actual part of the farm town, like another part of the farm town. And I was also thinking, like, should I put, residents here or something, like at least one house, because 8 of the houses will be in their own like little line of neighborhood, like their own part of the town. But then I was like, okay, wait, I also have other buildings and I've already covered the museum. So what else is there? There's the shops and the campsite. And I don't want the campsite to be on the little what do you call it? It's not like the little space that it was in the upper right hand corner before. What do they call it? I know, is it a peninsula? I mean, I don't know. Just that space. And so for this build, I wasn't even thinking about the campsite until like a little later. And I thought it would be perfect to actually have the campsite here. That way it can just be one part of the island and then I can just forget about it. Because I don't know. I don't really get a lot of campsite villagers coming along. I feel like when I was like looking for some villagers after I got the new villager, which is Audie, the like campsite villagers started visiting again, which was like, are you serious? But yeah, so here in I have a wheat field because I know that the wheat fields they take up a lot of space, but they're also like aesthetically pleasing to look at, and I'm really happy with, how it looks. And so I end up actually getting rid of that pathing and extending the rest of the wheat fields, but only because like I tested the camera angle and I saw how things were. So basically, just it's always good to look at how your how your setup of items look from a distance, especially if you're into like the perspective stuff, taking like really good photos and all that. So yeah, and then here I start with actual terraforming because I want to add in a couple of more farming plots, like actual farming plots. And also like while I was building this, I was like, I need to get like a truck. I need to have like an area where it's not really blocking the secret beach, although it's not really a secret anymore because it's like exposed. But like, the back of the island's beach, the North Beach basically. And I wanted to have like a little area where, the I apologize. I coughed like before recording this part and I don't think it worked. But here I wanted to basically have like a little area, like a storage area where again, more trucks. Like I need to use my trucks that are in my storage. I like grabbed a ton from actual treasure islands. And so also, shout out to Dr. Sunshine. Thank you so much for commenting that you do want to see like what I did before. So, uh, I didn't cut out like all the parts, I don't think. But here it's basically like an example of how I decorated and then how I changed it. Because I do change this part after testing it out because I didn't like how it looked or anything like that. So I guess it's like to show how I thought of how to build things, how to place things in it on the spaces and stuff. Because even though Animal Crossing, it sometimes it is easy to decorate, sometimes it's like very difficult and you got to do a ton of testing even with like references like from real life or even from builders on Animal Crossing. It can get a little tough because you either you can technically like process how the items are being placed, but sometimes it can get confusing and you're like how did that person actually do that, or how can I make it look as realistic as possible? So there's that. Or maybe it's just me. I think it might just be me because sometimes my brain is like, okay, I understand in visual terms, but not like translating it into what is it? Just translating it into an actual build. I don't know how else to phrase that. Like you understand visually, but when you're actually doing it, it's like how and why and how and huh? I don't know. Or maybe it's just me. But I did run into the issue of having full pockets. Again, I think it's because like sometimes you don't want to let go of a lot of the items that you have. So it's kind of like you want to keep it there just in case. I didn't really do that. So yeah, and you can see here I'm like, this is just the second iteration of what I want to do. And then like I changed my mind a couple times. I grabbed some items, run into issues with my pockets and stuff, of course. But it's all about, yeah, exactly. It's all about just testing. Uh, and pulling the items like by yourself without actually putting them in your pockets, it can be slow. Um, but I think it's worth it in the end because sometimes when you have full pockets, it's the only thing you can really do. And here I was like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I think I do end up with something that was okay in the end. I was just like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I need to try again, and all the other stuff. Like it doesn't look nice, it doesn't align. And so again, I put things back into my pockets, I put them away. I do some terraforming. So yeah, the whole process is just it's just fun. And of course, Lolly decides to join us and then disappears and then comes back again. Yeah, I think when I was building out the tea farm area, no villagers really came except for Lolly, and that was it. Which I think is okay because the space is like open, so obviously they're gonna come by. I do remember seeing Kabuki a few times, although he just disappeared after that. So yeah, I don't really see a lot of my villagers when I'm building, which I don't know if I should feel sad or like neutral about it because I don't feel bad per se. Sometimes it's just nice to see them. And so, yeah, here I am putting down some wheat fields, a paper lantern, because I feel like I'm lacking a lot of lighting when it comes to this part of the island. I may put some paper lanterns in other parts of the island because I have a lot, and I really like the paper lanterns. They're like very pretty. So yeah, and here I am slowing down the footage. I don't know why. But yeah, I decided to put a steel fence there, just have some sort of thing to cover up the little space that I'm missing from there. And oh yeah, this is when I decide to extend the wheat field by I think 1 row, because I ended up actually having enough for this last row. So if and when I'm finished with the island, you all can come and lay down in the wheat field and listen to some tunes on the radio. So yeah. Although I wish that there was like a way, I know it's impossible, but to like put the wheat fields with the windmill, um, I think that would have been cool. But yeah. And then I realized I have some safety railings so I could put here. And I do end up filling the rest of this area, obviously, um, which you will see later on. But yeah, it's just, yeah. I'm like also planning on, again, putting the campsite here. So this is like when I realized, oh, I could just put the campsite here. And it's the same size as a residential home. So I remember it's 4x4, and then it just works out perfectly actually. And it, yeah, just spoiler alert, it works out perfectly. Especially with like how things are aligned. And it's just very satisfying to find that out, that everything does align perfectly. So there's that. And so I had to visit Cyrus and basically get all of the wheat fields in my pockets to the proper color, which was the green color. I do still have a lot of pale green, but this took a couple tries, so I'm just only showing that I did it once, but I did it a lot. So many times. Okay, I am back and I am putting all of the wheat fields onto the row here. And yeah, I think for this part, I kind of like, what is it, winged it a little bit. I wasn't sure what to do, but I just had no thoughts in my brain. I was like, let's just do this. Let's just try this out. Let's just do this and see what happens. And so, yeah. Um, Aside from the build, I guess, what else can I talk about? Let's see. I have been rewatching Veep, ever since I got, Max as like an add-on for my Hulu subscription. And so yeah, I've been rewatching Veep because I did watch Veep before, like a couple years ago when I had Max for like really really cheap. I think back then it was like 75% off or something. So I watched all of Veep I think twice when I had it, and then it's been like a couple years since I've watched it and I'm rewatching it again, and then now I've added it to my like list of TV shows that I want to do a deep dive on, because one of the episodes, I think during season 3 I was like, I should like dive deep into, the dynamics of the characters, the plot, like the world of Veep and stuff. So that and Succession are now in progress. I haven't really done my counter for the times that they've used expletives in the show for Succession uh in like maybe a couple days. I've only went through like maybe one episode because I still have like 3 more or 4 more episodes that I have to go through again. So, yeah, I think that might take a while, but I am definitely committed to actually doing a deep dive and an analysis of the shows. So, hopefully I get that done, but that's like a little thing that I'm doing in my free time. I don't know if I'll upload a YouTube video on that. I'm not even sure if people will actually want to listen to that or even watch it because a lot of it would just be screen grabs and a presentation that I prepared. So I don't know if people will watch that. But that'll be like separate from the gaming channel, obviously. Uh, so don't know yet. We'll see about how I do it because it's gonna take like a lot. I think in terms of like gathering research, which is not even research, it's more like just Googling simple things, looking at articles, citing them, and that's it. And then providing my own like knowledge ish that I guess I have. Not really. So, yeah, but Veep, I wanted to put a pause on it because I wanted to actually do a counter for the number of times that they have also said expletives or like the usage of expletives in TV shows because I think like sometimes that is very important to like drive the plot along, drive how normal or how they sound in real life, I guess. So, I don't know. This is just like a segment of me basically talking about that. And oh right, here is also when I decide to actually edit the what is it? Edit the neighborhood here. So the 4 houses that will go here, I decided to like basically push them a little bit forward and add some trees to the back of the homes so it actually looks not visually pleasing, but I just wanted to just put more trees uh in like on the island because a lot of the areas for the farms, there's not a lot of trees. So I feel like I want to put more trees in the neighborhoods instead. So it will look, I don't know. For me, I just wanted to do this. I just wanted to put some trees down. So there's that. And yeah, so you may have noticed that the episodes are coming out like every 3 days. It's because I've been building like pretty quickly. I do take a little bit of a break and I try to give myself some time. I'm not like sticking to like a strict every 3 days upload schedule. I think that might drive me crazy. But the editing is like fairly easy. I just cut out some parts that I think are too long, like gathering furniture. Sometimes that takes me like a couple minutes. So sometimes I do cut that out, as you may have seen. I try to keep it, but yeah. I also heard my voice crack. Um, that's embarrassing. Okay. So, yeah, I try to build. I have taken like a 2-day break from building in Animal Crossing, uh, which is fine, you know. It's okay to take a break sometimes. So, yeah. But basically, episode 4 will probably come out maybe a few days after this upload. I'm not sure. It just really depends on how I'm feeling and if I want to build actually. Sometimes I feel like that's hard because, you want to maybe sometimes like share the content, but then sometimes you're like, oh, I'm too tired to actually do it. So I don't know. I think it will just all depend on if I want to build and what I want to build to, because it's also the matter of gathering the right materials and decorations. Although sometimes decorating actually comes last, because you have to like figure out the layout. So that's usually what I do, but at the same time, I'm like simultaneously decorating, and it can get a little hard. But for these neighborhoods, I actually haven't really decorated much aside from like the trees, the fences, the pathing, and just like the placement of where they are because in the future I'll have episodes of me decorating each of the um yards, I guess, front yards or whatever they have, and just decorating around it, and then I'll see like where I go from there. But again, you can see here, symmetry. I love my symmetry. So I'm trying to make both sides of the homes the same. Although, yeah, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe I do want to put in the rest of the two homes. So all the houses are basically in like an L shape, um, or like a little hook shape, um, instead of like just having two homes being separate. But I don't know. I'll have to see, and I guess maybe for episode 4, you'll see me testing out the layout of the neighborhoods. So, like, just one neighborhood, because the rest of the island is basically going to be space, like spaces for uh, more tea farms, more flower fields, wheat fields, and stuff. It's going to be a very open space farm town instead of something like that's too complicated. I do want to try and do some complicated terraforming, like in terms of layering, like the tiers of the cliffs and stuff, and like how things are structured, how things, like how we move about the island. But I don't want it to be too confusing where if you're taking a tour or if I'm doing my daily activities in general, that I get confused and don't know where to go. I think that was like the same thing with Milk Tea, the other island, like the not Teat, but Milk Tea. My other dream address is I tried making it as complicated as possible, and I think that gave me a little bit of like pause, especially since for this one I want it to be again everything aligned, everything straight lines, um, horizontal, vertical, everything has to align and all that. So I think for this one, this island, it's going to be different. Um, I'll try I'll try not to make it too complicated. I think because I've been on some dream tours, like dream address tours, and some of them are very complicated and I appreciate it so much because they put so much time and thinking into actually making the island like very interesting, but like for me, it sometimes can get confusing and I don't know how to get to one structure or another. I know some creators do perspective or like they like doing certain perspectives, so they make some parts of the island inaccessible, which is cool. But like sometimes I just want to go on that bridge in the distance that looks pretty cool, And yeah, so that was basically me blabbing the whole time to say I'll try to make it layered, try to make this one layered, but no promises. So yeah. And then I'm adding in a little bit more farming like aspects, like fields, where things are planted. So just to add more of that stuff. Again, I feel like since a lot of my inventory is a lot of like indoor furniture or like things that are fit for outdoor and indoor, but not so much farm outdoor stuff, it's kind of hard to think about how I want to decorate things and what things I need to gather. Especially here, like I tried putting in a storefront, I tried making like a little structure here, but then I was like, wait, that's gonna cover the wheat field. That's not gonna look very nice. So I just basically change it. I think I do take it out because I want to incorporate more pine trees, more retro transportation stops, more storefronts in this because that should happen. But sometimes it's like I don't think that's gonna work out. So yeah, that I think that's just the beauty of testing in Animal Crossing again. Like I've said this so many times, but it is true. So yeah, but here I am just going to be putting down like a lot more other stuff. And even though I'm recording this now, I did forget what I put down. So hopefully it looks nice. Um, but yeah, it also didn't help that I was decorating this and transforming this area when it was raining. So I don't know. I think it kind of put me in like a gloomy kind of mood. Although I didn't feel gloomy, I just felt like kind of, what is it? It felt very demotivating to have the rain, especially since in real life, like where I live, I've been having rain for the past like 10 days. There's been like maybe 2 days that were sunny, but at some point it just turned into rain. So it's been raining a lot here. And of course, it's because it's spring. So like it's fine. but where I live, it's also expected. It's just sometimes the weather is so unpredictable where I live. It's kind of like, what are you gonna do now? And it also snowed a little bit like the other day, and it's already mid-April, so I don't get it. But I guess the groundhog was correct. We do have an extended winter, but you know, yeah, I don't know. It's just decorating in the rain is just something in Animal Crossing, and yeah. Oh yeah, so I also do decide to extend the cliff, so like the stairs can align with the rice field over there, and I think it just looks way better, especially if I put stairs here, uh, and it just gives like a little bit of a visual. What is it? I don't know what it's called, but basically, if you have the camera, you can basically angle it so it's looks pretty okay, like from that viewpoint. And all right, here I do decorate this part, but I think it's off camera. So you all will see that in episode 4. Because when I was decorating this, it took me like about hour and a half recording time. So in some parts I think I didn't record. Oh no, I recorded everything. So this took me like hour and a half, almost 2 hours to record. So by the end, I decided, okay, I'm not gonna record because I want to build out this part and see what it actually looks like. And again, I'm sorry, I should have recorded that. But I will show the rest of the area and how I record it in episode 4. So hopefully that works out. Yeah, because I can't just, tear it down and redecorate it again because that would just drive me crazy. Um, yeah, like I do say I like decorating Animal Crossing, but it does drive me a little crazy sometimes. And here I just put a little bit of the finishing touches. Again, this area is not actually complete. I feel like I'm just putting down like the bare bones of what I want it to look like. So it's just, yeah, it's not like everything's gonna be here like all at once. So yeah, and then I was also thinking at the time, should I like put out a different type of pathing here, or should I just like terraform the whole thing? So it was just like a lot of thinking. But yeah, let me know what other ideas you guys think I should put, because right now I want to finish the campsite. There is a new, like I already decorated it, but I want to also put like a cliff on the side of where the campsite is, but I don't know what to put on the tiers. So like, should it just be like a second level, or should there be like a third level? Like, I don't know what else to do. So yeah. And again, it's just funny seeing my avatar like in the rain, just relaxing in the rain in the wheat field. But it's very cute. And here, I think I time traveled like 2 or 3 days. So the trees, I don't think they were fully grown. Or maybe they were, I don't know. But the produce, yeah, some of it did grow. So I was able to do that. And I forgot to put a grate here, so I'm just putting that down. And yeah, this area basically is pretty much like laid out how I want it to be laid out. Of course, I'll be decorating like as time goes on, but obviously I have to actually have things laid out the way I want them to before I actually do anything about it. So yeah, this is basically one of the new areas where I can get produce from. It's like a lot of random stuff, like random produce, like 3 wheat pieces, 2 sugarcane, like 1 tomato, 1 carrot. Like this part of the island is very messy. But yeah, the bushes did grow, so I think that was a good sign. And I also didn't realize it was what is it, Easter in Animal Crossing when I time traveled. So yeah, I think today when I'm recording it is Easter. So there's that. But yeah. So the next episode, will feature in the campsite and extended parts of the island. I will probably just be figuring out what it is. So if you watched until the end, listen to me yap until the end. You're the best. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!